And it seems, right after COVID, at least here in Texas, it seemed like we were kind of slowly getting back into some type of normalcy, and then all of a sudden we get hit with this winter, with this
Yeah, I
whole
know.
week of winter.
This week has been bad. Yeah, I didn't see anybody. I didn't go. Um, Tuesday, I went out to kind of see how the roads were because I knew we were getting another storm, and I just picked up a few things at the store. I went out last Friday before all these storms came and just did a
Mm,
lot of shopping, um, and just stocked up a little. And then, but just going out on Tuesday and the roads, I'm like, no, because I do, home visits. So it's not like I'm driving to a place and uh, I'm sure all the therapy has been very limited. But
right.
Tuesday I went out and the roads are just horrible.
Yeah, it's crazy. It was definitely crazy. And well, I drive to work 50 miles, and we were told, because I don't work Fridays, they had told us to just stay home on Tuesday. And
Okay.
thankfully we already had Monday off. So,
Right.
and as I'm home, I'm watching what's going on, and I see all these accidents on the 35, and I was like, wow,
Yeah.
thankfully I had to stay home, because the 35 freeway here in Texas is actually the one that I usually take to work. So,
Right.
I was kind of lucky in a way.
We got snow over the weekend and Monday. A lot of people were laying low. There's a holiday. It was a work day for me, but I did go out. Tuesday afternoon, I went to the store just kind of see how the roads were, and they were still, yeah,
Right. Yeah.
yeah, better
Eh,
off staying home than getting killed.
right. Did you guys have any power loss or any
Oh
loss
yeah,
of water? Oh, really?
not water.
Okay. What about
Oh
power?
no, we didn't have power for like I think Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday.
Really? Were you prepared?
Well, I mean, yeah, I mean, like I said, we have food. It's cold, so you don't have to worry about the refrigerator not working because
Right, it's already cold in there.
the food's not going to spoil.
How much did it drop inside your house?
It got down to like 42.
Wow.
It was
Wow.
bad. It
But
was
you're
hard. There was one night I couldn't sleep. I mean, we sleep for a few
really
minutes and it was just so cold. But we have a fireplace, so we put that on for a little while. But I didn't. It's a good thing I decided not. It's not a good idea to sleep and leave a fire going.
yes.
Even though it's gas, it's regular gas, natural gas. But um, it's a gas log, so it's one of those. It looks like fire. It looks like
Okay.
it's actually not logs. There's something on top of it, but it's just like a grate and a grill. So when the
Right.
natural gas is burning, it's fine. But if for some reason the fire goes out or something, the gas is very dangerous.
Right.
But
Right.
we sat in front of that a few nights playing games. So now it's
Okay.
like my wife's like, we need to do this more often.
Yes.
I told her it's called game night. I said, yeah, we could do game night. We need some
Yeah.
different games. I got tired of playing the same game. We had like Sorry, and I taught them some card games that they had never played before. So
Right. It almost felt like quarantine all over again.
yeah. Oh no, it's bad. Now it's like the roads are thawing out, and it's like I haven't been out in a week. I want to go out. I'm going out like tomorrow. Even just drive the car someplace.
Right.
Everything's all wet and muddy though, But like we have place that we go up to Oklahoma that's about an hour and a half away. But
Mhm.
nah, it's probably all lousy up there right now. But it's nice to just hop in the car and go some outdoor place.
Right. Now you're from Boston, right?
I'm from Boston. Yeah.
Was this were you was did it feel like home for you?
No, because this is like ridiculous. Just a few inches of snow. No snow. I mean, they have snow removal equipment up there, so the roads. This would not have stopped anything.
Mm,
This
right.
would have been. This is nothing. This is nothing to me. But they they put stuff on the roads to melt the ice
Mm,
and have snow plows. So there might have been a few icy areas. Yeah, ice is a problem. Snow is, but this would have been over in a day or two tops.
Really?
And the houses are winterized. The houses have different type of plumbing
Hmm.
that doesn't, or not that it's different, but it's set up different. It's set up. This doesn't happen up north very often. You might get a burst pipe here or there, but all this pipes bursting and electrical things going down, and I mean, it has to get pretty bad. I mean, you need at least a foot of snow to stop people up there. Any,
Really?
yeah,
Wow.
this is ridiculous. I'm just like, this is ridiculous for someone from cold country, you know.
Right. Yeah, well, I mean, we weren't really prepared or anything for it. And hopefully now that we are, but then again, it's like we don't, the last time this happened was kind of similar to it was, I believe, in 2011. And that was what, 10 years ago. So is there,
It doesn't happen very. This is the
yeah,
like the worst. I think it might freeze for a day or two, and then you just drip your faucets and it's okay.
right. So is it even really worth it to prepare yourself? You know, or for the state to
For
prepare itself?
for new construction, it's only a few. Like if I were building a house, yeah, I would. It's very minimal cost. But to
Mm,
go back and try to like fix my house now, yeah, it would be. Yeah, you wouldn't. Yeah, it wouldn't be cost effective.
mm-hmm.
But if you're building a new home, it's pretty easy to locate your faucet. It's just you put a valve inside the house. All the houses up north have a little valve, inside the house, like, so many feet in. And you run the faucet, then you turn that valve off, and then the faucet doesn't freeze because there's no water out there. It's
Mm,
the valve's inside the house where it's warm. So that's if you were doing that on a new house, I mean, you're talking, a few dollars, like 10,
mm,
$15 probably for each faucet. And that would help a lot because there's a lot of people in the laundry rooms. There's just a few things you would do on new construction. To go back and retrofit your house would probably be, yeah, you couldn't do that. But when you're doing new construction, yeah.
oh, so you wouldn't be able, like for you, you wouldn't be able to do those type of changes on your house now?
Well, it would be very difficult. House
Mm,
not designed, be like
right.
you'd have a valve in the living room, it's like like I was thinking if you were designing a house and um, the house up north have basements, so all the shut-off valves are they have shut-off valves for the outs in the basement, so your outdoor faucets don't freeze. But around here, you would just have to design it into your house and have like a little door or something. You know,
Right.
you would have to put it, someplace in the wall, in the inner wall, and it would be very easy to do. But that's construction, not therapy.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you got some pretty good valid points because you're from Boston, so you've kind of experienced what
Oh, this
snow
doesn't.
really is.
I mean, and there's other parts of the country that are much colder. Minnesota they're always below zero in the winter, and they don't have these problems up there. They don't have pipes bursting all over the place.
Right. We're simply
It's
just,
just
one, we're not prepared. We weren't prepared for it, and two, like none of our infrastructure was built
no,
for stuff like that.
no. It usually doesn't happen. Like I have sprinklers. I had a couple frozen faucets, but they thawed out and they're fine. Plus, I prayed over them. I said, "These pipes will not burst in Jesus' name." And I see the plumber over at the neighbor's house, but like I gotta. Hopefully, my sprinkler system's okay. I forgot to pray over that. I guess I could go pray over it now, but
Yeah.
but if something bursts there, they're just little pipes. I mean, it would just be a high water bill, but they're outside, so they're not going to flood the house or anything like that. But
Hmm.
I'm just like, well, everything else went good, so
Right. Yeah, yeah. There's a lot of stuff going out there, especially, there's stories that you hear that, people in their chimneys, they've, they've died or even caught on fire because of all the carbon monoxide.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah, carbon
people,
monoxide poison.
no
Well,
water,
people,
no food.
oh yeah, like we've had water. Yeah, and we had food because we had food. We always keep a little extra food around. Food that we don't usually eat, like canned food.
Yeah.
Like we don't eat canned food, but we have some around. And usually what ends up happening is replace it like every year or so before it expires. You give it away like in the summer, like, well, there's food drives. So it's like, okay. And they want canned food. So you can just give that stuff away. And then when the fall comes, stock up, at least have a week's worth of food around. I figure if a big apocalypse comes or something, I don't want to be alive anyway. So just enough to hold me over for a week or two is fine. It's like if I have to survive for the rest of my life, it's like, nah, just check out, when they have these doomsday and apocalypse things and the people build these bunkers and they stock up on food. And it's like, nah, if the world's coming to an end, I'll just go, I don't want to be around. I don't want to be the, couple thousand people left on the earth fighting over food. It's like, nah,
Yeah.
not worth it.
Hopefully after this week is over, we'll maybe catch a break. We'll see.
Well, we won't get any food. We shouldn't get another one of these, I hope. I mean, that's like some of these parts of the world that got hurricanes, they had like something like, hurricanes a lot worse, but they're without food and water and all this stuff, and they're just barely recovering. And then another hurricane comes in, it's like,
right.
That would be like, next weekend, another big storm comes along and douses us with ice again and stuff. But
right.
Most likely it only happens like once every 10 years or so. So yeah, that's the thing. It's like people don't prepare because it's not going to happen that often. But
right.
Like I said, if I was building a new construction house around here, I would talk to them and say, I would add on a few things. Just it's very simple to do when you're building the house.
Right.
But I'd have to tear walls out and all kinds of stuff. It's
not fun stuff.
No, but you have to know how to turn your water off too. It's like, I almost turned the water off, but I tested the faucets and they were thawing out on their own. But I mean, if a pipe bursts, you got to turn the water off. If you're in an apartment, it's kind of hard to turn your water off, But house, it's very easy. There's just a valve out on the street and it takes me 5 seconds. Like when I go on vacation, I turn my water off.
Okay.
Because you never know when something's going to burst. And if you're not there, you come home and your house is flooded from something burst. Yeah, even if I just overnight, if I'm not going to be, we're going away for the night, I turn the water off every time.
Nice.
It's easy.
Right.
You just take it in, stick it in there and turn it.